Hello and welcome to Workout 1, weeks 1 and 2. So all you need for today is a bench or a chair. I'm using my couch because it has a nice soft cushioning on one part of it for doing some hip thrusts. And the other part of it is actually pretty sturdy because it pulls out. So it's pretty sturdy to do my squats on. So again, make this work for you. No added resistance needed at all today. Go ahead and turn on some music as well so you can rock out to your own tunes. Then when you're ready, I invite you to come back to your space and let's get ready to start. I like to start every workout with releasing some tension, relaxing, maybe even a little reset of the nervous system so you can bounce side to side, or maybe you just want to do a few shoulder rolls, maybe you enjoy a twist. This is your opportunity to listen to your body through the whole time, but to move intuitively. Yeah. And then when you feel like you've released everything you need, we'll take a moment to become present. I invite you to pause, close your eyes if you're comfortable to do so. We're going to bring our awareness all the way down to our feet, about hip distance apart. I invite you to lift your toes, rooting into your big toe mound, little toe mound, and your heel. And then slowly from little toe to big toe, letting everything return to the earth. Slowly bring your awareness up to your knees, where we're going to give a little bend, inviting some softness in. From there, continuing to bring your awareness up towards your hips, we're going to take a deep breath in, belly back and sides expand. As you exhale, think of exhaling from the bottom of the belly up. So I call this your hug, lift, knit upwards to the ribs. Inhale, shoulders to the ears, and then exhale, gently slide them down your back, opening your palms forward. I invite you to pause here for one more breath. So taking a deep breath in, belly back and sides expand, and then we exhale, gently lifting, knitting, drawing upward. Okay, let's open our eyes. And I often like to start my warm-up with a little march, right? So the point here for the warm-up is to get the muscles and the joints ready for the work they're going to do. And I find quite often that one of the easiest places to start is with a march. So just getting those knees, those legs, and those arms. Yes, your knees are lifting up. Getting those legs and those arms moving for you right here. Amazing job. All right, so we're going to take a few more paces here. And then from here, we're going to take it out just to a side step. So side to side tap. Let's go right. Oh, and I have my teaching sides on here. So I'm just going to step side to side right here. And I've added my arms in. They're reaching and pulling forward. So from the side, you can see that my elbows are coming back. I'm working into the backs of my shoulders and my back muscles right here. It is in fact on. I just had a moment, right? All right, we're now going to take it into a hamstring curl or a butt kick. So step and curl, step and curl. My arms are still doing the same thing. It feels like they've just gone a little bit bigger range of motion. We're going to flex the heel, flex the foot as the heel aims to the center of the glute. You're doing amazing. Keep breathing. Hanging out here for 4, 3. We're going to take it into a knee lift. So lift and lift. Exhale, and see I've added my arms. You never have to. I want it to work for you. And then if you would like, let's hold the arms here. And now let's twist. Twist, center, twist, center. So rotation. We rotate in daily life, right? Reaching for that cup of coffee, tea, water, whatever it is. So books, kids, pets, anything. We want to try to keep those muscles happy. Keeping our rotating muscles happy. Give me one more to each side. Amazing job. Let's steady the feet. Soften the knees. Inhale, we're going to slide the hips back as we hinge. And then we're going to come on up. So a little side view here. So my knees are soft. My hips go back. My back stays relatively flat. I tried to wear nice colored pants today. I do love a good colored legging, so that my legs could be a little bit more visible than if I was wearing black. with this background here. And come on up. Let's do 2 more. So those hips really slide back. You should feel a stretch in the back of your legs and in those glute muscles. Last one. Let's come on up. Amazing job. Now we're just going to take a few squats. So again, maybe from the side, and you might want something to hold on to because we're going to see if we can go deep, deep, deep into our squat, whatever that looks like for you. And then exhale, come on up. So we inhale all the way down, 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 and exhale up. It's okay if yours doesn't look like mine. This move is beautiful, actually, for supporting the pelvic floor. Inhale all the way down, and exhale all the way up. Let's just do one more right here, coming down, and then coming on up. Amazing. So hopefully you're feeling nice and warm. Hopefully you have some water handy. And we're going to come into our first superset. So a superset is 2 moves done back to back. We have 3 rounds. Like I said, no equipment, no dumbbells today. Body weight to get us started. But I am going to use my couch as a chair. So we're actually going to start with some squats. So I invite you to come to your chair or your couch, feet about hips distance apart, knees roughly over the ankles. And from here, all we're going to do is stand up and then sit down. So in classes, I always say, it's like you're looking for a chair behind you, but it's not there. Well, today it is, but we're not fully resting. We're tapping and then coming right back up. And if you think about how functional this move is, how often do we have to get up? Right here, we are training for our older bodies. Give me 2 more. We are training for our older bodies. We are training to keep getting ourselves up from our chair or off of the toilet, coming up to stand. We're going to walk to the back of our mat. All right, wherever that is for you. We're going to inhale up, exhale, fold, hinge, reach hands to the ground. We're going to walk out to our knees, well, to plank, drop the knees, and then lift the knees and walk yourself back in and sweep up. Oh, hello, Luna. And fold. And we're going to come on out. And again, once you get to plank, feel free to drop the knees. We hold a breath. And then we lift the knees and walk ourselves back up and roll on up. So we're going to do 4 more. So today we're holding steady at 6 of these. Knees come down, then lift and walk yourself back up. Yes. All right, we have 3 more coming down. Oh, you know, usually she hangs out upstairs, but I'm the only one home right now. And so she decided she wanted to come down, and she seemed so perfectly happy laying on the other couch for a moment. I'm sure she'll get back there. If not, I guess we just have a little distraction. So coming down. So let's talk about this. Shoulders over the wrists right here. Lift up and walk back out. And we have just 1 more. Walk out to a kneeling plank. So shoulders over wrists, inner elbows shine forward, and we look towards the front of our mat. Lift the knees, and let's walk back out and roll up. Wonderful. That was round 1. We're going to do 2 more of those. So we're just going to keep going, move to move as best we can. So come to your chair or your couch, whatever you're sitting on. You can always have your hands at heart. Mine like to stay here. You can also put them at your hips. Pressing down on your feet. Come on up to stand. Inhale down and exhale up. So inhale and exhale. I'm just getting a little judgy face from the dog over here. Hey. Does your dog bite? No. Worse. She sometimes judges. Absolutely. And that's what she's doing right now. Inhale down and exhale up. We have 4 more, hitting our 10 right here. 4 and down. Last 3. You're doing amazing. And 2. And let's just make it to 1 more. Staying up And then maybe from where you are, you can start that walkout. My space doesn't quite give me that. I would disappear from the camera. So we can inhale, reach up, exhale, fold. One hand at a time, walk out to that plank. Knees can come down. We hold for a breath. And then we lift the knees and we walk back up. And now now that we've got that first round done, so again, we can inhale, reach, exhale, fold. Walking out, your knees bend as much as your body needs them to. Lift the knees and walk back out, and then roll on up, sweep up, and fold. So we're gonna make this a little flowy, walking out to that plank. Knees can come down, then we lift and we walk back in, rolling up, and then sweeping up. We're on our last three right here. Fold. So you can change your lead hand periodically. So if you're right-handed, chances are that you've been walking in and out with your right hand the whole time. We have two more. Reach up and fold. Walking out. So once in a while, switch lead hands. Lift the knees, walk back in. I say that as now I've caught myself using only my right hand. Our last one right here. And fold. There we go. All right. And knees can come down. And then we press up and we walk back in. That was round number 2. Big breath in. And exhale. Let's bring hands to heart as we make our way back to our seat for our last one. So again, the function of this is that we are always sitting and standing. My apologies. She thinks now we're playing. All right. Okay, let's go. Stand. And release. So this is just a good example of how even when we're working out from home, we might have some distractions, right? So I have a big dog, medium dog. I have dogs. How's that? You might have a cat. You might have children walking, crawling around. Nothing wrong with that. Make it work for you. Pause when you need, right? Take a break. I'm fortunate it's a dog, not a child. I can just say, go away, and that will work. Give me 2 more right here. But you can also invite your children into this workout. If it's a baby, you could hold them. That's our last one. Okay, let's make our way to our final set of walkout planks. Inhale up and exhale, fold. Hi, Luna. Let's walk out to your plank and then drop those knees. Nice to see you too. And then lift the knees and walk back out or into your standing. Inhale, sweep up, and exhale, fold. Again, walking back out to plank, dropping the knees. I want you to press into your pinkies a little bit more than your thumbs, and then lift up and walk back in. And roll up, sweep up, and fold, and walk it out. This is number 3 of 6. So, you know that if this one feels a little easy for you, that's amazing. You can always up level it as you go by keeping the knees up. So maybe this one I will show knees up, belly draws upward, whichever position you're in, and then walk it back in. And so you can always, always, always add on before I do in the videos. Pausing here. And then walking back in. Please, please, please keep breathing, breathing, breathing. Sweep up. Let's do one more. Walking out. And then walking in. Amazing. Roll on up. Maybe big inhale, sweep up. And exhale, hands to heart. Feel free to grab some water. I'm a little glowy over here. And we're going to come into our next series of moves. So our lower body move is a reverse lunge. Here's the thing, not all knees like a lunge. So if your knees don't like a lunge, I'm going to invite you to hold a hinge, okay? So like we did in that warm-up, that'll be your non-lunge move moving forward. Sound good? Okay. Otherwise, giving yourself a little bit of space to go back, feet about hips distance apart. We're going to alternate side to side. That challenges our core stability a little bit more than staying on one side because we want to avoid a wobble as best we can. All right, ready? So we're going to go ahead and step one foot back. As long as the knees and toes are in the same direction, everything is great. Step on up, switch sides, step back, and step up. Amazing. So we just flow right here. We flow right here. So by that, I mean we do our best to move fairly seamlessly from rep to rep. Yep, as best we can. I like to exhale for the exertion. So for me, that's the pressing up, right? So I want you to press fully into that foot. Let's do 2 more sets. So 4, 3, chest proud. 2, so head over heart-ish, heart over hips. Last one. Okay, this next one is called the YTI. And we're actually going to do this no weights and standing today. So it's going to feel a little different. We're still fighting gravity for the back. So knees are soft. We're going to bring the arms out into a Y. And then we're going to bring them into heart center. Then we're going to open to the T. So Y, T. We're going to bring them in. And this time we're going to lift them up for our I. So they're going straight, slightly in front. I don't know if I can show that well from here. And then bring it down. So notice how my knees are soft. So starting at center, the letter Y. So up and to the side. Bring them back to center in front of heart. T, out to the side. Think about squeezing shoulder blades together, but hands don't have to go past the body. Back to center, keeping them shoulders distance apart into your I. And center. So here we go. We're still going. Y, center, T, center, I, center. So that was 3 sets. Y, T, knees are soft. And please relax your jaw. Y, T, and I. Amazing. And how many did I write down, Vanessa? Good memory some days. Y, T. Definitely starting to feel my back and my shoulders in a good way. But if this bothers you, if any letter bothers you, don't do it. So maybe the Y doesn't feel good. Do double T. Do T and T. That's fine. Right? Or maybe it's the I. Just get your 3 in with me. So we have 3 more sets. Y. And by that, I just mean 3 letters. They just don't have to be different letters. All right, especially as those arms go up, we want to try to think about lifting with the lower abdomen and keeping the ribs in and down. Right, so I'm going to show the last one from the side just so you see even a slight lean forward with the upper body. Y, T, and I. It's that last one that tends to have people want to stick their chest out. All right, set 1 done. Ready? So stepping into those reverse lunges or your hinges, here we go. So step and up. So you don't have to drop your knee to the ground. And this is your workout. This is your body. This is your time. Please make it work for you. You can put your hands wherever they're happy, right? They get to work in just a minute. They get to work in just a minute. In this meantime, let's just keep them where they're happy. Let's do 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Amazing. So knees stay soft. Exhale, belly in, ribs down as best we can. So it's a lift and then an in. Arms in front. Here we go. Y, T, and I. Great. Okay, so maybe round 2 right here. We flow a little bit more. Y. and T. So this really is for the back and the shoulders. As we go through the weeks, we're going to progress this in different ways, but you can always stick with any version that works for you. And here we go. We're halfway through this set. And I, okay, Y, and T, and I. You have two more right here. Y. And it's okay if your pace doesn't match mine. I would invite you not to go faster than me unless that really feels right for you, but I feel like I actually sped up a little bit more than I intended to. We want to be controlled here. And I. Amazing. Okay, bring those arms in. We're ready for set number 3? Sure we are. Sure we are. All right. So softening those knees, engaging through the abdomen, so that little lift through the lower belly, and let's step back into our lunges. 1. Breathe. Always breathing. Side note, because I can see my outside. And when we started this workout about 20 minutes ago, everything was covered in frost. And now I just looked out to my vehicle and it is frost free. So yay, lovely for when I have to go somewhere later. But interesting, that difference just 20 minutes can make, right? 20 minutes in the outdoors as well as 20 minutes in a workout. Definitely getting warm. I'm past warm. I am glowy. All right, give me 2 more and that last one. Okay. Ready? Facing you again. Last round of YTI. Engage through the abdomen. Soften those knees. Arms in front. Here we go. Y. T. And I. I'm sure there's definitely some motivational content in there about how 20 minutes really can make a huge difference, right? So Y, T, and I. So again, if this feels easy to you, you actually could also hold on to 1 pound dumbbells to give it a try. So maybe it's week 2 and you're, like this version. Maybe it's week 3 or 4 and you like this version better than any others. You can grab some dumbbells. Yeah, of course, drop them when they get too heavy. Gently put them down when they get too heavy. Almost there. I believe we have 3 more sets. 3. So I will admit, I get talking, I start counting, and then I'm just really in the flow. So I'm like that in studio with people because I'm watching and then I'm like, yeah. So either I have to count full time or, we kind of wing it a little bit. Last set right here, I believe. You know what, let's do 1 extra. Let's do 1 extra just in case I am wrong, which I think I was. So last one, Y and T and I. Amazing. Relax, release, grab some water. We're coming into our last series, our last 2 moves. So we are going to do a hip thrust and a fun, we're going to come back into those hinges, but with a rotation. Okay. So for a hip thrust, I'll come to the side. It's probably a little bit easier to see. And I'm clearly boring my dog. I don't know if you heard that sigh. So for a hip thrust, we come on down. And if you don't have a space to use, you can do a bridge. So feet roughly under the knees, hips are down, jaws relaxed, and about a fist distance is what we keep between the chin and the chest. And then from here, lift those hips up and inhale down. Lifting up. I might walk my feet out a little bit and lower down. Feel free. Know that you never have to stay where you landed. You can always reset. Reset, refocus, restart as many times as you need. So this is for the glutes and those hamstrings. So I want you to think about lifting those hips and lowering down. And just one more lift and lower. And then we're going to make our way on up. All right, feet about hips distance apart. I like to bring my hands behind my ears for this one. So start from the side. We're going to inhale down. As you exhale, come on up and turn over your right shoulder. Yes. Inhale, center and down. Exhale, up and over the left. Inhale and exhale. Slow and steady gets us where we need to go. Slow and steady, because life is not a race. I do want to get this workout in for you in about 30 minutes or as close to it as I can. So being mindful of that, but also being mindful that slow and steady really is the way to go. Let's do one more to each side. And center. Wonderful. Okay, back to those hip thrusts. So setting yourself up so that chair, bench, whatever you've got is roughly around that mid-back, hips down, hands wherever they're happy, and then press up. So my upper body does not change very much. So we just don't want to be looking up, but we also don't want to be crunching the chin to the chest. That's why I usually say about a fist distance, a grapefruit, but what do you have with you? Probably not a grapefruit. Probably not a grapefruit. So about a fist distance from chin to chest. All right, last two. And just one more. Oh, there goes my mat a little bit. Bring it in. All right, I'm going to lower my hips and then press on up, making our way back to that hinge with rotation. So hands behind those ears, knees soft. Inhale, hinge. And exhale, come on up and twist. Inhale, center. And exhale, up. Inhale, center and down. Exhale, up and twist. Last 6. Inhale. Last 4 right here. So we want to try to keep our hips pointing forward. I don't know if I said that yet. I don't think I did. So that we rotate from just the torso. Right? And center. Okay. One more round and then we cool down and stretch. How about that? So go ahead. Come on down to you. Usually by round 3, we're like, okay, I know where I need to go, but maybe not. Okay. And take your time. We're going to lift up and lower down. Inhale, lift up and lower down. Exhale and inhale. You're doing great. Those glutes should be warming up. They should be warm. Oh, somebody fell asleep over here. Good. Give me 2 more. 2. And last one. And come on down. Go ahead, lower the hips. Press on up. Make your way to stand. Here we go. Finishing strong, right? Knees are soft. Belly lifted gently. Hands behind the ears. Inhale down. Exhale up. And rotate. You're doing great. Last move of the workout. So again, if this felt a little easy, know that next time you do this, you can add on. You can add on doubles. You can do this one longer than 2 weeks too, by the way. Just because I have them listed as weeks 1, 2, and then 3, 4, it never means that's how you have to follow it. Last one right here. Amazing. Go ahead, you can take a little march, not quite a warm-up march, just a little meandering walk in place. Judging by my clock, that was exactly 30 minutes. We'll see. So I'm just going to invite you to take that little walk, let the heart rate come down. The nice thing is that last move wasn't very cardio intensive. Not that anything was super cardio intensive, but sometimes lunges or hip thrusts can really get those heart rates up. So not saying that one didn't, but not quite as much as it could have. So let's go ahead and we're going to step wide and we're going to take a side lunge over to the right. So we're stretching the left inner thigh right here. It didn't do a whole bunch today, but it will in coming workouts. So it's always just nice to stretch it too. A tight inner thigh, sometimes indicative of a tight pelvic floor. So one way to get into those muscles externally is to stretch out things like your inner thigh and your glutes, of course. So now we're going to turn to the right leg and we're going to take a lunge, maybe even bringing the knee all the way down, head over, heart over hip. And if it feels okay, if your shoulders aren't too tired, you can reach your arms on up to the sky. You can even take your right hand down and then reach over to the right. So stretch through that left side body. For some, this feels so much better on the hip flexor. Make it yours. Then we're going to come on up, bring the hands down, and we're going to shift back into a hamstring stretch. You could have the knee up this whole time, right? You never actually have to put it down. And on that note, if ever I keep my knee up, you could put yours down. All right, coming back to that lunge, lifting the back knee, turning back to your side lunge, and then make your way over to the other side. You might notice the sides feel different. That can happen. I sometimes joke my left and my right sometimes don't even seem like they're from the same body, but that usually happens because I tend to cross one leg more than over the other more often. So let's turn to a lunge to the left, drop your right knee down. Same option, if it feels okay on your shoulders, lift them up. We don't want to skip our stretch. I'm not giving us a really long stretch, but we don't want to skip it. Bring your left hand down and maybe reach your right arm up and over. And we work out because we love our bodies, and then we stretch to thank them. Reach up to the sky, bring the hands down, shift into your hamstring stretch. A few breaths here, and your knee you might look very different in your hamstring stretch than I do. Your knee can be bent as much as you want, or you might even be all the way hips to heels, anywhere in between. Let's shift forward, tuck the toes, lift the knees, find your lunge, come back to your side lunge, and then up in center. Turn the toes forward if they were turned out, and march in. So we're going to take a little hinge, hands to knees, and on an exhale, round the back. On an inhale, arch the back, looking up. Exhale, round. So a standing cat-cow. Inhale to arch. Let's do one more exhale, round. Inhale, arch. This time, exhale, round. And then inhale, round all the way up, all the way up. Arms reach up, up, up. Exhale, open the arms out to the side, taking a heart opener. Inhale up. And exhale, hands to heart. Well, thank you so much for joining me for workout 1 of our 6 Weeks to Strong program. I can't wait to hear about how strong you're getting as we make our way through. Take care. Have a great day.